my loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm Crystal, the Crystalline Priestess, intuitive evolutionary astrologer and psychic tarot reader, and today we have the weekend horoscope for Saturday the 14th of September and Sunday the 15th of September 2024. So my loves, let's hop into this energy. Okay guys, so holy hell, we have a doozy to start off the weekend, and I know I say that a lot, but that's because the astrology is really quite crazy. So as you guys can see, we have the moon in a conjunction with Pluto to start off our lovely Saturday morning. So it's actually going to be, by the afternoon, it's going to be exact. So Saturday is going to be a really gnarly day. If I'm really quite honest, it feels gnarly, but it feels gnarly in a healing and a healthy way. Now, a lot of the time, when we have moon maybe conjunct with Pluto, I would say watch out for things being absolutely insanely intense, which, you know, they definitely could be. The difference that I'm feeling at the moment, and while there is an extra intensity because this is the first time we're having the moon conjunct with Pluto in Capricorn since back in February. All of these months that we've been having, you know, after February have been the moon conjuncting with Pluto in Aquarius. So now we have Pluto back in Capricorn, and we have the moon that's about to hit this part of our charts again for the first time since the start of the year. So we're having this opportunity for really big healing when it comes into seeing how much we've actually grown over the past 6 months, you know, and we're about to reach eclipse time again. I'm going to film very shortly the eclipse reading and probably get that up maybe even before this reading, to be honest, because I feel like that's definitely a reading that everyone's probably going to be quite interested in. But we have a Pisces full moon eclipse coming in, so on the 18th. So this is us getting really prepared psychologically. Now, the reason I'm saying psychologically is because outer planets are psychological planets. They're not physical planets that we can see. The last planet that you can actually physically see with your naked eye is Daddy Saturn. So he's the last planet that we physically see, and so he's the last planet that correlates to what we're physically experiencing. When we reach the outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, we are dealing with psychological energies because they cannot be seen with the naked eye. So with Pluto being at 29 degrees of Capricorn, he is making an amazing trine over to Uranus at 27 degrees of Taurus, two earth signs. So there's a really beautiful connection there. But we also have him making an amazing trine over to Neptune, who is at 28 degrees of Pisces. You could not get something this powerful if you freaking tried. Like, literally, this is the universe. Just astrology blows my mind in the sense that such amazing alignments happen that just like you go, wow, how is it this set up, you know? How is it designed for this planet to reach this part of the chart and to activate this chart at the same time as this planet is activating with this transit because of this aspect, you know? It is really amazing. It really amazes me. So anyway, that's a little rant about how cool astrology is. But with the moon reaching this part of the chart, we're really feeling an emotional activation in this area. We've already had this going on in the subconscious, you know. Since Pluto's moved back into Capricorn, he's reached that 29 degree. We've had that since the beginning of September now. So we've had this subconscious, it feels like a subconscious rising of where it is that we've been really, you know, needing to spiritually, transform. It feels like, because when it's Pluto, it's transformation. So this is us needing to transform ourselves out of the past 16-year cycle, out of the past 16-year loop that we've all been sort of stuck in. We are never going to get another opportunity after Pluto moves back into Aquarius to have any conjunction with Pluto while he's in Capricorn. So this is a time of building, and this is a time to get the things built. My teacher has been saying, you know, for ages, once Pluto moves back into Capricorn, we have 2 months to be clearing out and to be physically getting as much done as possible with releasing the old, bringing in the new and building and grounding a solid physical reality, because Pluto, once he makes his final ingress into Aquarius, is going to feel so ungrounded and so chaotic that it's going to be, you know, if in 20 years we're not going to feel our feet on the ground again. So this is our chance to feel our feet on the ground, and with this beautiful outer planet connection between this trine and this sextile, it feels like we're really being gifted on Saturday this up-leveling opportunity to find real true love, real true harmony, real true balance. And that is coming through self it feels like self-attendance. And that sounds stupid, but I mean, like, when I say self-attendance, I mean focusing on what you feel really is the conduit for peace. Because it feels as though the whole world at the moment is trying to get, like, what looks like external peace through, you know, protesting and giving our opinions and saying our piece and fighting and all that sort of stuff. But it feels as though Saturday is really a day about finding what your internal peace looks like. And, you know, life is not about having to be peaceful. It's not about always being in peace. Taurus is peace, but Uranus is in there. I was about to say Uranus is in peace. So our peace has been disturbed. Our peace is not around us. We're not feeling peaceful. And so this opportunity that's coming in for us on Saturday is learning to be peaceful when things are not peaceful, when things are chaotic. We have Mars who's starting to now move into that exact square with the nodes. It's going to be exact on Monday, but on Saturday, it's really moving into this really strong connection that we can feel, making it like, when I say making it feel this strong connection, it feels like it's making it feel dire, you know, and it's making it feel like, I just heard dire straits. It's feeling like there is no other choice but to change at this point. There is no other choice but to do the thing. There is no other choice but to make the decision. There is no other choice. This weekend feels like there is no other choice. You do the thing or you die is basically the energy. And then we have the star at the bottom of the deck, which I like because it's now in the upright. And before, you know, this week we've had the star coming out in the reverse. So now the fact that it's in the upright is the universe. This is nature. This is spirit. This is literally spirit with all these outer planet psychological energies that we have going on. This is spirit getting in touch with our physical bodies and trying to connect with us through, you know, it feels as though through a chord, you know, through your higher self, through your intuition. This is very, very in the background energy. You know, you cannot see it. So we have the Seven of Swords coming out as well. So I feel as though with the moon's conjunction with Pluto, that's the thing. Pluto is transformation, but it's also the deepest depths of destruction, you know? And so Pluto being at 29 degrees of Capricorn this is changing, this is shaking up, this is destroying the part of Capricorn part of your chart, and not in the sense that it's destroying it so that it's completely decimated and nothing will ever be rebuilt. It's destroying what had to be destroyed in that part of your chart in order for you to now rebuild. The fact that we have been born on this time on Earth, that we have been, and that we are going through transits of Pluto and Capricorn means that the part of your chart that encompasses Capricorn needed this level up. It needed this wake-up call. And the part of your chart that's holding Pisces, 29 degrees of Pisces, and the part of your chart that's also holding 27 degrees of Taurus, all of these parts of your chart, all of these areas, all of these, you know, planets, they are really calling humanity into higher service, higher spiritual service with ourselves. This is, like I've spoken to it so many times, we've never been more delusional. We've never been more lost and afraid and you know, division, because 29 degrees of Pisces is literally the degree of division. Now, Pisces, I mean, Neptune's now at 28 degrees, so he's moved off that 29, but he will be coming back and it will be getting just as intense and just as crazy. So it is about, you know, needing to see through that. And I'm even seeing like these birds with their like screaming mouths. Like, this is like not listening to all these different, like, you know, people who are all screaming for your attention. This is you needing to be intelligent with where you're putting your intention. You know, put it towards God, put it towards spirit. Don't put it towards all this lowly shit that's down here in the physical. It's about really being in touch with spirit, being in touch with the universe, you know, in a healthy way, and not in a way that is bypassing and delusional and sort of all that sort of stuff. It's about being honest with your own self and emotionally honest, you know. I think that's why the moon is conjuncting with Pluto and hitting these parts, because it's asking for emotional honesty with ourselves so that we can make these decisions and make these changes about our values and about our worth and about where we're actually going. Because I feel as though our worth and our values have definitely shifted since Pluto moved into Aquarius, you know, since February this year. We've had a major shift in the way we're going about our reality, especially, you know, the sun has just moved off that square with Jupiter. So we're starting to integrate now some of these, and plus Mercury's now at 7 degrees of Virgo. He's starting to move really freaking quick. he's moving like 2 degrees a day at this point. So he's come out of shadow and he's ready to roar and he's ready to pump and rumble and to go. And he's in his home sign. He's happy. So this is about needing to be, you know, thinking things through in a healthy way and letting your mind take you to this realm of possibility and potential. We have the seas of Mintaka, seeing potential and bringing unconsciousness to light, and that is very much what these planets are doing at such high degrees. They are bringing the unconsciousness to light. They're showing us where we're really needing to make serious value-based determined decisions about where it is that we're truly going. Like, I love this card so much because I'm an absolute water bitch. Like, I'm a water gal. I love the ocean. I love, like, my favorite place I've ever swam is probably like Rockingham, WA, because the water literally looked like that, and I kind of do plan on moving back there in a few months. So this is definitely giving me this moving forward energy and this energy of going towards what brings you the greatest, deepest joy and what you know brings you that, you know. For me, I'm going to use myself as an example. I grew up on a farm. I grew up like in the trees, and as a teenager, always wanted to get to the beach. I always wanted to live near the beach. I was obsessed with the beach. I used to think about the beach. I used to imagine, like, my dream was to grow up and to move to Hawaii and literally live in a beach shack. I wanted to live in a beach shack, like, you know, Big Z in in Surf's Up. I wanted to live like him. Genuinely, I really did. So that was my vibe. And it's funny because as I got older, you know, I lived off-grid in the bush, and I did all this, like, my parents still have a property out in the bush and all this sort of stuff, and I've been trying to make that life work, and it has not worked. It just now has not worked. I've gotten to the point now where I'm actually living by the beach. I literally live so close to the beach. After this reading, I'm about to go to the beach, go walk my dog. And so I've come to the point and come to a decision where I realize that I value living near the ocean. And even though I grew up in the country, and even though I grew up around horses and on land and, you know, being that kind of gal, the reality is that I actually love to swim. I actually love the ocean. I'm actually a lot more of a fish than I am a farmer. I ain't no farmer because that's my south node. That's past life shit. This life is about the ocean, you know, north node Scorpio, 12th house. It's about the ocean. So just using that as an example, you know, pay attention. What is your example of that? What have you felt in your heart has been your calling this whole time and you've been trying to avoid it because I grew up on a farm, I need to keep maintaining the thing, you know? It's at a point now, this weekend is at a point where it's like saying you cannot pretend anymore. You want what you want and you're okay to want it. So now Sunday, my loves, we have Mars finally reached that 6-degree point, and the square is obvious at this point. You can see it in the chart. You can see these red lines have gotten really strong. So we're seeing where the square is really truly happening now. We will actually be exact tomorrow because he's moving so slowly, but we're still feeling it hardcore, and it's really uncomfortable. It's not a nice feeling. So with the Queen archetype coming out and the Vampire, we're seeing where other people, and this is feeling because it's a square with Libra. It's a square with the South Node. We've got Lilith there. We've got the square with the North Node in Aries. It's feeling like we've been allowing people to take. I feel as though with Sunday's energy, this is feeling like we're needing to see our regal energy. The light attributes of the Queen is radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. The shadow attributes is becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. The Vampire is makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force energy, and the shadow attributes is depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining and codependency. So that's the thing. Mars in Cancer wants to be a victim. So this is about going from being the Vampire to being the Queen. You are not someone who is here to mooch off other people, and that's the thing. Mars in Cancer doesn't want to do the thing for itself. It wants to relax. It wants to stay inside its comfort zone. It wants to stay inside that shell. But the Queen cannot stay inside the shell. If she wants to serve her people, she has to go out into the public. She has to go out and be seen. She has to go out into, you know, the land that she rules. So it's about Sunday and this weekend just accepting the fact that you've been allowing certain things, maybe even allowing certain people to drain your energy to the point where you had nothing left. And that could be something that you've been realizing since this Pluto in Aquarius. Where have you been allowing people to drain things for you? It's gonna be different for every single person you know, that's watching this reading according to your astrology. And I want you to look at your rising sign as well as the sign that these outer planets are in when it comes to your sun sign as well. Now, this all may sound really too overwhelming, and if it sounds too overwhelming, let me know. Email me if you want to figure this out for yourself. If you want to know where these planets are affecting you, book a reading. You know, talk to an actual astrologer that can actually tell you what is going on. Don't try and figure it all out for yourself. So many people do this, and it's like, just talk to someone who knows what they're talking about and start learning. Start working it out, one foot in front of the other. That's very much like this Virgo energy. It's just putting one foot in front of the other to build up a knowing. And to, you know, with this vampire, it's about not complaining anymore, not letting these things in the past that held you down be your reason for not getting things done in the future. You know, the moon is now in Aquarius on Sunday. He's moving closer and closer towards having this eclipse in Pisces that is going to be really, really powerful and really, really strong and intense. So the moon is asking for us to be aware of what is actually, you know, what has been taking away our energy, what has been draining us. The moon, when it's in Capricorn and Aquarius, this is a weekend where it's very much emotionally detached. It's about having to be in your physical vibe, and to, you know, this square with Mars to the nodes is saying that we're too emotionally involved. We're too emotionally involved in what we have to do. You know, an example again is the house that I'm currently in. It's my grandma's house. I have to clean it out in 12 months in order to sell it because, you know, this is her whole life and I'm the one that's cleaning the house out. I have 3 months left to go. I got heaps to do and I got to just put one foot in front of the other and do it. And I can't get sentimental about all this stuff that I want to keep, because the reality is, what's the point of keeping it if it's just going to go back into storage? You know, this is Mars and Cancer having to be discerning about what you just want to hold on to because it looks a certain way, or it fit an aesthetic, or it looked good in the past. This is about you needing to go into this future. And you know, the moon is in Aquarius now, so it's about the future. It's about moving forward. It's about looking at where we want to improve and who we want to become in a way that brings us excitement and that brings us closer to, you know, a sense, like with the square to Mars and Cancer, like a sense of comfort that comes from discomfort, you know, being comfortable with the person that you are because you know that you're someone who actually does hard things. We have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. So this is a weekend about just studying your own soul, you know, studying your own lessons, being aware of the growth that we've made, being aware of the progress, and also being aware of what we need to do and to change. Mercury is now moving really fast, so our minds are finally able to, like I said, we're able to get this, we're able to see this, we're able to understand. At the same time, he is moving into now a combustion with the sun because he's getting closer to the sun, but Mercury is the sun's favorite planet. They have the best relationship together out of anyone. So Mercury can still receive insight from the sun even if he's extremely close. So this is about being so open to the insight that you're receiving spiritually that you actually start to act upon it and use it practically in your physical reality. So my loves, I'm going to leave this weekend reading there. My camera is literally about to run out of battery, so I have no choice. I love you guys so much. Please do give this a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what's going on with you, how these transits are affecting you. If you have any questions, let me try and explain it to you if I've jumbled it up here. Do make sure you check out your channeled song, as well as the eclipse reading, the daily horoscopes, and all the goodies that I have in store for you. Astro Tea Weekly shall be up tomorrow, and I will see you then. Love you guys. Peace.